Alright y'all, welcome YouTube world. I want to share with you in today's video some questions that I ask myself before I make any purchase. Now, this is going to be the madness of my method. Now, your method may be different than mine. Today is Memorial Day. Praise God for all of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we could have the freedom to do things like reselling on the internet. It's just awesome, so we're very much grateful. But in this video, I want to share with you the questions that I ask. Now, as I said, they may be different for you, but I pray that these questions, yeah, there may be some craziness in this video, but these are questions that I ask myself before I make a purchase. Most people say, hey, just look up comps. There's more to it than that. So after this cool, epic, awesome new intro, we're going to come back and answer some of those questions. Deuces. Hey y'all, I'm David. I'm a full-time pastor and a fun-time reseller. My wife, Nikki T, and I have this channel as a way of documenting the adventure, the reselling adventure of the man, the myth, and the legend.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's jump in to this episode of Resale. Question number one. You walk into the thrift store and you see a Veggetti and you see that it's 79 cents. So what's the question you ask? Man, it's 79 cents. I'm going to pick this thing up. That's nothing. I know I can sell it for more than 79 cents. So you throw it in the buggy. It may work out 99.9% of the time, but that 1% is too much of a question for me not to ask all the questions up front to make sure I'm making a wise decision. I said all that to say this. Friends, when I first started the reselling business, I filled up this eBay garage. A lot of the stuff I filled up in this eBay garage when I first started, I have either donated or I still have. Why? Because I didn't ask all the right questions. Because I didn't know all the right questions to ask. I just saw a cheap price tag and I picked it up. Now listen, most people put a cheap price tag on things that they know are cheap and not valuable at all. Sometimes people don't know what they have. Like so many things that I purchased and share with you on this channel. It's always wise to ask those questions. Sometimes comping it is part of the answer, but not all of the answer. So here's the first question I ask before I purchase any item. The first question that I ask is, can I make bank? Now it sounds like I'm preaching. It sounds like I am really, throwing a bone and getting up the bubbles, if you will, of trying to, raise all the impurities to the top. So that is always the question you must ask. But most of the time, that's the only question people ask is, can I make money? There is a whole lot more to the reselling game. No, that is the bottom line. But there's many more questions you need to ask is if it is worth the amount of money that you potentially are going to be making. Without profits, of course, yes, I wrote some notes. That's how epic this video is going to be. Without profits, every purchase would be useless. Without profits, every purchase would be useless. I remember early on in the reselling game, a bad buy for me were those buys that I made no profit on. Those buys that I lost money on, I would classify those as a bad buy. Can I let you in on something? Now, a bad buy is something that I don't make a lot of profit off of. I'm not even going to sniff at things that I don't, and nobody is going to come investigate that because I do have a few items that I have purchased recently that have been bad choices and bad buys because I didn't answer all the right questions or I answered them wrong at the beginning. But a bad buy now is anything that I don't make a lot of profit off of. It's really important. It's always an important question, but there's so many more factors that come into just, am I going to make bank? Am I going to make profit? Always comp your items. Now, of course, now when I go in, I can look at a baseball glove, and if I see it for $2, I know I'm going to make bank on it. Why? Because I've already comped that item. But if I see an item that I do not know, I'm going to comp it. Now, there are times I get lucky. I saw a puzzle the other day. Y'all saw it on this channel, $2.99. I ended up making $299.99 on that puzzle, plus shipping. So that was epic and that was awesome. But I knew I could make at least 15 bucks on that. I knew I was going to make my money back plus a fairly decent profit. So that is simply what we do to answer that first question, are we going to make profit? Here is the next question, and I'll answer it at my place of solitude. All right, the next question that I always ask myself is the intangibles. Now, the intangibles are, can I list it? Now, you can ask Kat this, you can ask, the part-time pickers this. There are certain things that you can buy and you think, boy, that's a great idea. I'm gonna make bank off of that. And you get it and you list it and then you find out you're veroed and you can't. So it's always important to ask yourself, can I list it on eBay? Because there are certain items that you cannot list. Go take a look at the Vero list. There are crazy amounts of things on there. Medical stuff. That is what got both of those. The nurse flipper and part-time picker. I think both of those were prescription type deals. And they were veroed and actually suspended their account for like 3 days. That's not happened to Resale. Not saying that it won't, but it's a question you must ask. Can I list it? Here's another question that's very much an intangible. Can I not only list it, but can I ship it? There are certain items that just a part of the intangibles that I ask that I just don't purchase because I do not want to list them. I have never listed, nor have I ever sold a VCR DVD combo. Now, why? I don't know. It's a part of the method of my madness. I just do not, there are gnats everywhere out here. I do not like listing things that are big and bulky. Now, I'm getting out of that, but that's a part of the question that I used to ask before I ever made a purchase. Now, have I purchased DVD combos? You better believe I have. I've got like 10 that I need to list. But because I don't list it, I'm not going to buy a bunch of them. Because I don't list it, I'm not going to go out and buy a lot of these and spend a lot of money because I'm probably not going to list it. Another intangible is, can I test it? There are certain items that you can get and the profit is going to be determined by if it works or not. So there are many items that I saw at yard sales that I have absolutely no knowledge about or no ability to test it. And even though the price seems right, I would have to sell it for pennies on the dollar because I don't have an ability to test it. Sometimes that is an advantage, sometimes that is good, sometimes that is wise to go on and get it and sell it untested, but there are other times that you're gonna sell it, you're gonna make $100 off of it, and it's gonna go to California from Georgia, and they're gonna get it and find out it don't work, and they're gonna send it back. So in most of those cases, I think about that intangible. I think about that question, can I test it? Can I be sure that this item works? And here's one, some people have this issue, some people don't. A question that I ask, because most of my storage, if Nikki T's watching this video, she's going to correct me. Most of my storage of the eBay inventory that I have is in the eBay garage. So if it will not and cannot be stored in the eBay garage, I cannot purchase it. Those are questions that I ask myself before I go and purchase the item. The intangible questions are, can I store it? Can I ship it? Can I test it? Can I list it? All of these are important questions. Not only can I sell it and make a profit, or can I make a profit, can I make bank off the buy-in to how much I'm going to get on the other end, but the intangible is, can I store it, ship it, test it, list it? I'm sure there's others. There's another question I'm going to share with you in just a second. All right, y'all, I'm answering this question by my maters. If y'all saw the Instagram post, maybe it was Facebook post I put on there, I actually got a tomato from this plant. I think I picked 4 tomatoes already, and I'm pleased. So in the reselling game, tomatoes would not be wise. I cannot purchase them for a profit. I cannot sell them. I cannot list them. I cannot ship them, all of those different things. But you know what, man, I love growing stuff, and this year the tomatoes are big and beautiful, and hopefully they'll make a bunch. It'll be banked. It's already been banked. That first tomato sandwich was worth the $100 or so I have spent on tomato plants already. Here's question number 3. Question number 1, can I make bank? Is it profitable? After I have comped the item, looked up the item, can I get a profit off of my buy-in? That's a question. You must determine in that question if, the fluctuation, am I making enough bank? Those are questions you'll get later in the game. Question number 2 is, can I list it? Can I store it? Can I sell it? Can I ship it? All of those different type things are questions that you should ask. Question number 3 for me is a morals question. Should I purchase this? Should I sell this? Should I store this in my home? There are certain items that Reverend Resale will not purchase, even though I can sell them for great profit. I have had opportunities to buy lots of stuff that I just look at and I think, nah, I don't want that in my store. There are things of morality that are questions to me that may not be questions to other people. That's okay. Here's one of the moral questions, and it kind of runs along that line. Some people do not sell Bibles. I am a pastor of a Southern Baptist congregation. I am a full-time pastor and a fun-time reseller. But I do sell Bibles. Why? Because just about every single Bible that I own, I have purchased and paid for myself. So if I find, like the other day, I sold a very nice leather Bible for $71, almost $72 plus shipping. It came out to $80 total. It was a very, very nice Bible. I would have paid $80 for that Bible. So I do not list things for something that I don't believe the value is there. I believe that's a moral type issue. I'm not going to sell hand sanitizer for $1 million because I know there's, even though supply and demand states that I won't do that. I just simply choose not to do that. Do I believe in price gouging? No, I believe in the free market, but I do sell Bibles because, hey, I have no problem with it. I buy Bibles myself. Now, if someone wants a Bible, and this goes out to all of YouTube, if someone wants a Bible, there are so many organizations in the United States and around the world that give Bibles out for free. So if you want a free Bible, you contact me and I'll get you in contact. Either I'll send you a Bible, I'll get you in contact with somebody that does sell Bibles. But morality issues change and differ for others. There are some that I have seen on YouTube that sell things that I would not sell. Now, is that wrong for them to sell it? No, it's just not right for me. So that is a question that I always ask, the moral. Should I sell this? And then question number 4 is going to come in just a second. All right, here's question number 4. Question number 4 is this: do I have enough money? What? Do I have enough money? If you are a reseller and you're in the reselling game, that should never, ever, 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 ever be a question. Do I have enough money? If you find a product that actually answers all of those questions for you, can I make profit off of it? Can I make bank? You better believe it. If that is a yes, move on to the next question. Can I do the intangibles? Can I list it? Can I store it? Can I, all of those things in the intangibles. If they all get a yes, then you move on to the third question. Should I sell it? If that gets a yes, there's nothing morally incorrect or wrong with me doing that. The question number 4 is, do I have enough money? Now, the first thing I do when I go to a yard sale is I pull out my cash. And when I pull out my cash, I'm looking, just like the other day when I purchased the watches, and I had only $90 in my wallet. It limited what I could buy. That was a big error on my part. That was an issue that I never should have had. The issue was I did not have enough money. I would have made a whole lot more bank if I had more money in my pocket. But at yard sales, that's always an issue because it's normally just a cash buy. But as a reseller, it should never be a question, do I have enough money? You find the money, you borrow the money, you break your kids' piggy banks to get the money. Why? Because you're going to be able to pay every dollar of that back. You're going to be able to make bank off of that money. Now, is it wise to break your kids' piggy bank? No, it's not. Is it wise to borrow money in the reselling game? No, it is not. But the point I'm trying to make to you in this 4th question is money should never be a question for a reseller. If it answers all of the other questions, if it answers the questions of can I make profit, can I store it, can I ship it, can I list it, can I do all of these things, can I test it, the moral question, should I, if all of those questions are answered, the money should never be a question. It should not be, but when I first started, it was like, $100, that is a lot of money. Not anymore. I no longer see that as a $100 purchase. I see that as a $1,000 profit. So it's like getting money, not giving money. So that's the question I'm coming to. Money, if all of the other questions are answered, the money issue is not an issue at all. Now it may be, do I have enough bank to purchase this at this time? But it's never should I, because it costs so much. If it costs so much, you have the money, you purchase it because you know you're going to get all of that bank back. All right, y'all, as we close out this video, those are really important questions. Those are the madness to my method. Those are the questions that I ask. Should I buy or should I not? That is always the question. So these are the things that I think about. This is the madness of the reselling game that goes through my mind before I purchase anything. Now, yeah, there was some craziness in this video. There was some stuff about breaking piggy banks and borrowing money from your grandma. All of those things are probably just me joking around, but the premise of each of these questions are really, really, really good and important for you. So think about these questions. I would challenge you, I would encourage you to debate any of this, if you will. Put it in the comments. If you've got other questions that you ask, maybe other intangible questions or morality questions, or do I have enough money questions, all of these questions and debates that you can have, share those in the comments. I would love to have those. If you've got any questions, Nikki T mentioned this on the live, if there are ever any questions that you have for us, if there are ever any questions that you have, listen, I do not know it all. I pray that this video does not come across like I know it all. That's why I'm telling you, this is how I make the decisions on if I buy some item or not. Now, these were very, very sketchy. I purchased these for 79 cents a piece, and I filled up a Goodwill buggy of these items. But guess what? This answers all of the questions. I paid 79 cents. I'm selling them for $12.99 or $10. I'm still going to make decent profit on these items. Can I list it? You better believe there's no issue. There was a little bit of a question, the as seen on TV, but there's no Vero on this item. So yes, I can list it. Can I store it? I've got it stored in these two items, these two boxes right here. Not only can I store it, I have the ability to store it. Can I test it? It's a brand new item. I don't have to worry. Is there any morality issue with me selling this Vegetti? No, there's no morality issue whatsoever at all with me selling this. And the final, did I have money? Yes, I had the $25 or so that I purchased of about 30 of these. So yeah, it was no big deal at all. I had the money. I knew I was going to make my money back. Guess what? I already have made my money back. So because of that, it answered all the questions and I purchased it. Should I purchase these all the time? I don't know. That's a question for you. That's the way I go through making decisions, if I should buy something or if I should throw something away or if I should not buy something. That is always the question. Hey, I love y'all. I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, boy, it would be great if you subscribe to the channel. And as always, I know no other way of closing out this video than saying deuces and may God bless. See, I told you it wasn't a myth or a legend. Just a regular dude selling on eBay. Thanks for watching.